But now we're going to switch gears right away and go on to the Ogun local government election that also happened while, wait a minute, APC celebrated in Ondo, but PDP kicks, and PDP, NNPP, Labour Party also kicking in Ogun concerning the local government elections there. Well, this morning we've got Tunde Olatunjoye, who is the Publicity Secretary of the APC in Ogun State. Good morning, thank you for coming on today.
Good morning, thank you.
I know, again, happy days for APC in the state, but all these other parties says no. How can the party say that with 20 local governments and then all the councillor seats there, they said no, clearly there's something wrong there. So they're not happy with it. All of them together say no, there's foul play.
There was no foul play. Well, let me say that we need to develop our democracy in this country. They call it nascent, but we should make an ace to develop it, where you don't only praise the electoral body when you win, and condemn them when you lose. In Edo State, APC won and PDP protested. Already we are hearing voices of dissent from Ondo State. Same for the local government election in Ogun State on Saturday. But for Ogun State election, local government election, we had the contender and the pretenders, And I want to tell you that the APC was the contender. The pretender in the sense that you mentioned Labour Party.
And NNPP.
Yes, it will be interesting to ask them how many candidates were filled for the 20 local government chairman and chairmanship slots and the 236 councillorship slots. I'm sure they did not even fill up to 3/4. Now, the major opposition...
Is that a criteria?
No, because
if they filled where they are strongest,
yes,
they will expect to play to their strength.
What I'm saying is that they are not on ground.
Look everywhere.
They are not.
They are not on ground in any place.
They are that's why I said contenders and pretenders. Let me give you the example of PDP. PDP is the, if you want to categorize the opposition now, you can say PDP is the #1 opposition in the state. But you cannot clap with one hand. PDP is not only factionalized, they are so irreconcilable that you cannot win election with that structure. And they are blaming it on APC. And I said, no, APC had its issues. You have my witnesses that we had an era where a sitting governor of APC was campaigning against APC, campaigning for another candidate from another party for governorship. We never blamed it on any party.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that. I mean, let's first of all set this premise. The premise is that one of the areas where this country has problems with elections, where we have very clear problems where people are beginning to put their heads together to see how it is that we can solve the problems, is with local government elections.
Yeah.
We have seen in almost every state now that local government elections have been conducted. The party of the governor in power wins all of the local governments, wins all of the councillorship positions, regardless of however the elections that brought in that governor looks at the national level. So, I mean, what has happened in Ondo State, while it is not, in Ogun State, while it is no different from what we have witnessed so far, we cannot say that there weren't problems with that particular election. Because the results themselves are extremely suspicious. That he cleared, that your party, the APC, cleared all 20 local government chairmanship seats and all 230. We're talking about grassroots elections here. You're saying that even the people who are at the ward level cannot win anything, even in their wards? Is that what you're saying?
Let me explain to you clearly. There are a lot of issues surrounding electioneering at any level, especially the local government. And I'm saying that what matters, the critical point in local government election, any election, is that what is the sum total of the votes cast? It is the sum total of the votes cast that determines who wins. Now, other issues involved also include campaigning. As a ruling party in the state, APC not only went to the 236 wards in the local government for its campaign, apart from the local government level, we have over 5,000 polling units in Ogun State, and we went around campaigning. We did not see these people. The major of their campaigns were on the social media.
No, true. We've seen presidential elections where your candidate at some point didn't campaign as much and they still won. So that may not suffice here. But the candidate, how can you say PDP is not on ground? Because in the last elections, the governorship elections, the difference was 13,915.
Yep.
And you say PDP is not on ground.
Those who were in PDP as at that time are now divided into. In fact, before election, some of them went to court. A faction went to court to stop the other faction from contesting, saying that those that were fielded by the PDP for the local government election were not registered members of the PDP. And that was the Sikirulai Ogundele faction, who was with the Ladadibu faction for the governorship election. And after going to the tribunal, to the appeal, to the Supreme Court, we thank God they now came back and openly confessed that they actually lost that election.
Is it true that it was the APC that was fueling that internal crisis in the party?
It's laughable. APC, you are aware, APC had its own issues during the immediate past governor. I don't want to mention him. For about 3 years, we are going from one court to another, from one convention. In fact, it has never happened in the history of Nigeria that a sitting governor on our platform will be campaigning for governorship for another party's candidate.
But your party still won.
We never blame it on PDP.
So that means that it doesn't matter if you say this party has court issues. If your party won, why couldn't they too have won?
There must be proper understanding. When I was young, that's what we call work and eat. You don't stay and daydream. You have to campaign, you have to work. And I must confess, let me tell you that there is no election. I'm not rating that election 100%. There will be issues. For example, in some few areas, we had delay in arrival of electoral materials. But if you are really bent on voting, because if there is delay in arrival of materials, it affects all the parties.
What do you rate it? 55?
Wait, let me learn. If you are bent on voting, there is a way you persuade your people, at least your members, to hold on and vote. At the last election, we had independent observers that rated the election free and fair. So I'm not rating it 55, I'm rating it 95. Yes, but there are
95. Let me read some of the comments of the NNPP chairman. The NNPP chairman in the state, Mr. Femi Aino,
yes,
has raised questions about the integrity of the elections. He says, OGCEC, that's the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission, says the body has questions to answer, and the State House of Assembly must summon all OGCEC officials to explain why the election was conducted in such a chaotic manner. Why were people allowed to vote with business cards?
Okay.
These are allegations he makes. They're allowed to vote with business cards. What about the inadequate ballot papers and the late arrival of OGCEC officials? There was no election, just a corrupt exercise.
It's expected. That is his own personal opinion.
Were people voting with business cards?
No. He has to prove it. But I know that before that election, OGCEC announced that if you have proper means of identification, international passport, name, registered driver's license, it was generally announced that you can vote with it. Business card is not a recognized form of voting. So if anybody has voted with business card anywhere, called cards, it has to be proven. But it was not a secret. And I, for example, I, as a person, personally, in my own opinion, I believe that our election should go to a level that we turn our voters card to something like ATM cards, where I don't need to travel from Lagos to Calabar for the purpose of election, where My ATM could be used on any machine in this part of the country. We need to get to that level where you can use your voter's card anywhere to vote. Because in the case of traveling, there are issues of security, there are issues of accidents and things like that. You know. But in the case of Ogun local government election, it was announced in advance that any proper means of identification, international passport, driver's license, NIN, you are free to vote. Because some people will say we've lost our voting, our voters card and our PVC and things like that. So in order to include people, but the area I want you to really note, or I want us to talk about, is the issue of violence.
Votes buying
during that course of election.
In fact, they said it was your party that was seen being violent and buying vote and snatching ballot boxes. The PDP said categorically it was APC.
You don't only allege, you have to prove.
Okay.
For example, there's a viral video of Honorable Adebutu trying to justify the violence perpetrated by his people. The video, I can send it to you.
Okay, you send that to us, we'll take a look at it. But the PDP puts this video up, and they say that these were APC thugs captured while snatching ballot box in Ado-Daughter local government area. This video right here. They accuse your party of being the one in charge of this.
Can I respond to that?
Sure.
You see, it is not enough to bring this kind of adulterated video. You have to...
What is adulterating it?
Because it is not authentic. You cannot prove it. The video I've sent to you now, I've just sent to you, you will see cultists arrested, and in their own words, they confirm that they are cultists. They have come to protect APC, PDP candidates in Ikija Ward in Ogun. Should I also inform you that as I'm talking to you now, some policemen are presently at the state headquarters, mobile policemen, illegally imported from Lagos.
So hold on. Are you saying these people, this video is adulterated? In what way? Is it AI or what exactly?
What I'm telling you is that if you put on this video, you have to say, you have to prove that the person in this video is a member or agent of APC.
So you are saying categorically they are not members?
And I'm telling you that I forwarded videos to you.
Okay, I'll wait until it drops because we haven't seen that video yet.
Where we have cultists that are with weapons, they are here.
Have you proved it? Who proved it that they are cultists? Police or APC?
No, what we did was they were arrested at Ogun polling unit.
By who?
By the people in the area who saw them as strangers. They were found with cutlass, sharps, and things like that, and they were handed over to the police at Ijebuife, divisional headquarters, who has since moved them to Ilewero in Abeokuta. Now, if you are leading people, you have to obey the law. You'll have seen the governor voting, the governor of Ogun State.
Sorry,
before that video.
Were they with electoral materials?
No, they were with weapons and charms. And they said it with their own words that they are there on the invitation of the candidate of the PDP. They said in their own words.
How do we prove it? Anybody can say anything.
But it is now left for them. It is not for us to investigate.
So you say we shouldn't believe this video
when we see
a policeman arresting people, but you want us to believe the one
with voting material.
Was there an audio? Is there an audio where the person arrested confessed to be a member of APC? That is the question. But we had issues where, for example, the vice chairmanship candidate in Kenya local government was shot. The pictures are here. Please check your WhatsApp. The vice chairmanship candidate was shot.
Can you hear the audio? If you can't hear the audio of this,
I've not seen it. I've not seen this video for the first time. I've reviewed it.
No, but my point is this.
If somebody is shouting, look at APC people, we have caught APC person, it's different from somebody say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. It is the PDP candidate that impacted me. It's different in terms of evidence.
Because there are people who will say, I mean, people can say anything under juries. There are people who will say that kidnapping and armed robbery is right. If you see somebody with instruments of cutlasses, machetes, they can be kidnappers who are, who are leveraging on the elections to, say anything about the elections. This one has voting materials involved.
Whether they are kidnappers or not, it is not for our party, APC, to judge or investigate. They have been handed over to the appropriate authority, the police.
But you're rubbishing this video. You're dismissing it completely and entirely.
What I'm
Something
saying,
that has voting materials involved.
now,
You say it's adulterated, but you have not given any evidence to what is adulterating the video.
What I'm saying is that there is nothing in this video that attributes or identifies the person involved as a member or agent of our party. And I'm not telling
maybe we should listen to it again.
I say I've listened to it severally.
And you didn't think that...
No, the fact that somebody is shouting, whoa, APC people. No, the person caught should be able to confess and say, this is the person that sent me. Unlike what we had in Ikperu, in the hometown of...
Okay, so for those who have not seen it several times, let's listen to it so that you can explain, they will understand what you're saying.
Let me tell you the one you cannot controvert. In Ikperu, Honorable brought policemen.
No. You will talk about that. Just hold
on.
You will talk about, but explain this. Let's listen to this a little bit since you've heard it several times. So clarify to us what was going on here from what people are hearing so they can understand it.
This is illegal word. I don't know the local government. Illegal word. I don't know the local government. Chatiri want to add ballot post be. Adibo. Illegal word. I don't know the local government. Adibo. Oji ballot post be illegal. I feel it.
So what did you say, or why did you say this should not be relied upon?
I'm talking of the law of evidence. You have a video. Somebody was purportedly caught for snatching ballot box. And in the crowd, you have somebody among them recording, saying, APC knew, APC knew, APC knew.
And the person didn't deny, say, I'm not APC. He didn't deny.
Under that situation. So it cannot stand. But what I'm telling you, what I'm saying, compare and contrast. Honorable Lajadi Butu brought armed policemen, mobile policemen to Ikperu on an election day. Nobody, not even the governor of the state, is supposed to be seen with uniformed policemen on election day, and he was moving around. They now shot the APC vice chairmanship candidate in the Kenya local government. The pictures are with you.
Did they rig the election? Did they affect the result of the election? What did the policemen do?
It is that
they shot.
One, the policemen are not even from Ogun State. They were from Mopo 49. And they have been arrested by Ogun State Police Commissioner. As I'm talking to you now, they are detained at Iliwero. You can confirm, you can call the CP of Ogun State. How will you go and bring policemen from Mopo 49? Ogun State only have Mopo 16 and Mopo 17.
Okay, so we hear you, but how does that, because this accusation of this video...
That shows desperation.
Okay, hold on. The first video played was talking about APC rigging the election. So how does this second scenario, did they rig elections?
I'm trying to tell you that it shows a lot of desperation and violence. The guy that was shot, even as at this morning, is still being treated in Ikperu. What if he has lost his life? In the Jebuis, ballot boxes were snatched by PDP people. I have a video here of a PDP candidate in Ijebu Ward 1 who waylaid a pastor on his way to church in the following morning, saying that I gave you money. Why didn't you write my result? Why did you? It is that one, you cannot fault it.
Okay, so why you make these allegations? And I say that most of the accusations that you have are against the PDP. All the other political parties, because we understand about 19 political parties participated in this election.
In Ogun State,
the PDP is the main opposition.
Like
NNPP has, said these elections were a sham.
Ogun State.
The same thing with Labour Party. They said these elections were a sham. All almost all the opposition
not all.
Say these elections were not.
We are media people.
Were not conducted.
In Ogun State, we have a body of political parties. Inter-Party Advisory Council.
I thought it was a national body.
No, they are also in the states. No, the national level oversees the.
You make it sound like it's something unique to Ogun State.
No. After the election, they addressed a press conference yesterday. IPAC said the election was free and fair. Independent observers said election was free and fair. Civil society organization said election was free and fair.
Do you think it was free and fair?
Certainly. It's not thinking.
So
I'm sure.
But you're saying here that it was violence, it wasn't free.
What I'm saying is that these people tried to truncate that election with violence. And I'm saying that there is evidence that mobile policemen from Mopo 49 are presently being detained at Elewero in Abeokuta, having been imported by Honorable Adebutu. Who is he in court for 10,000 naira recharge card or ATM cards? So my position is this. As a party in Ogun State, ask them, how many polling units do we have in Ogun State? We have 5,040 polling units. So you need to go around, you need to campaign, you need to sweat, not to assume. A party that was united, PDP now that was united and could not defeat us at the governorship election will now be disunited in court against one another and will come and defeat the party at the local government level.
Let me guess. You won in all of these 5,000 plus polling units, is that correct?
We won all the 20
local government.
No. I'm just saying, if we're to break it down to the polling units.
The details
did you win in all of the polling units?
The details of the result will be with the electoral body. What I'm telling you is that we won 236 wards.
That's what I'm saying now.
236.
A few polling units make up a ward. Isn't that correct?
Yes, the wards are different from the units.
I understand
Let me tell you, in my local government, for example, in my ward, for example, in my ward, we have 17 polling units.
Did you win in all of those polling units?
As far as my ward is concerned, we won. But I'm saying where you did not win.
Okay.
It is the totality of the figures in that ward that will determine the winner. You can win 2-3 wards.
We will get
3 units.
We will get across to Honorable Adebutu and ask him, as you have said.
Not only him, you get across to the Commissioner of Police in Ogun State so that it can be balanced.
Okay, but we've heard you. We'll also hear him.
And you have the videos.
Well, we'll hear him.
And the pictures.
As well, and find out and see if the Commissioner of Police will answer us as well this morning, because you just brought those allegations this morning. So we do thank you for coming on. Mr. Tunde is...
I'm not Mr. I'm Comrade.
Okay, yeah,
Comrade Tunde Oladunji, not Mr.
But your name is still Tunde Oladunji.
Exactly.
So the title is the Public Secretary of the APC in Ogun State. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you so much, and I want to commend Channels TV. Well done.
Thank you. But for our viewers on DSTV, there's a Adamawa State Ministerial Press Briefing, which comes up now. But Business Morning continues on the hour, and then we will also be back and then bring in Honorable Adebutu and ask those questions which have been raised. So don't go away.